So this time I'm gonna just I actually dumped some of the barley in on accident, but I got most of it out. I'm gonna put some water in on the wheat first, let it cover. That way I'll separate all the husk and everything from the wheat. Make it easier than removing too much barley. Stir it up with your hand, make sure all the extra stuff you don't want comes out. I mean, it's not gonna harm your animal or nothing, but just when you're fermenting, you don't want stuff touching the air. And basically that stuff can mold. And even then, I mean, chances of your animals getting severely sick from it, I doubt it. Hopefully they're pretty hardy. Hopefully you're feeding them good stuff that builds their immune system up. All right, so I got all that. Now I'm gonna dump barley to the desired level. Keep it right about there. And I'm not gonna remove any of this because this is just an experiment mixing. These aren't cleaned grains. You get them cleaned and whatever you want to call it, refined, where all the husk is removed. I don't know how much that costs compared, but I got a good deal on this stuff. So a lot of the barley is just floating. So what we're gonna do is we'll look at that other bucket that I prepared yesterday and see what it's looking like. Hopefully this stuff on the top won't mold. If so, then we'll just, figure something out that'll just be straight for fodder. So I need to get a better system for recording because this little tripod I have for the camera and the cell phone, it's not doing it for me. So we'll open up this one that we prepared with barley yesterday, see what it's looking like. I don't know how long it'll take to get moldy, but these are gonna be 3-day ferments. Get dog. You can see it now. See it move. And if I hold the camera close, hopefully you'll hear it. I don't know if you can hear that. That soaked up a lot of that water. So I'm not gonna add any. Maybe. I'm not gonna add any yet. So let it sit. So far it's looking good. And I'm not quite seeing germination yet. But I'm okay. There's a couple barley seeds that are germinating. They're starting to germinate. And that's why and it's my first time doing this. And that's why barley is so good to use as a fodder system to grow into fodder, because it does germinate quicker, and also especially those in cold climates, it does better in colder weather than some of the other grain like wheat. So we did the whole thing with wheat a few weeks ago. We grew some fodder. It took longer than I thought it would. It was like over a week and it wasn't even tall enough where I was happy with it. So this already is showing me that, and I didn't rinse this or nothing. They're germinating in with that wheat. And what happens is I'll feed all this to the animals, and especially the pigs. When they're finished, they don't eat it all. There'll be some of it laying around in their bowls that just get stuck to the bowl. And every day I kind of hit it onto the ground by the compost, and those seeds have been fermenting, and the pigs have been in there eating off of it, and stuff falling out of their mouth and whatever else. That stuff's still germinating. You throw it in the compost, that stuff's starting to grow. So now I got wheat growing back by the pig pen around it. Inside it, they're excavating that ground. So doing what they're supposed to. So this is the one that's ready for tomorrow. And it is soaked up. You can hear it. It's bubbling. It puts off a little bit of an odor. It's an odor I actually like. It's not a stinky odor. It's kind of like if you ever been into a microbrew. All right, so that's another thing. These phones get interrupted with calls, messages when you're trying to tape something, and now I just lost track where I was. But I closed that one up, that last one up that's ready for tomorrow, and I put more water in it, topped it off, and we'll use that tomorrow to feed the animals. This one will be in 2 days. This one will be in 3 days. So it's all looking good, no mold. Key is keeping air off it. These lids are really good. They keep the air out for the most part. Probably not completely airtight, but pretty good. And I would assume keeping them out of the sun. Like right now, the sun's hitting it a little bit, but it's been cloudy. That would probably be even better, a dark place. Now we're gonna look into the, you'll see day 3, today's feed. This is what I'm using today. I got some leftovers, I'll feed. Just nice and fermented, has this odor to it, as I was getting to before. I compare it to like a, if you ever go to like a bar, brewery, it's that odor you get from when they brew the beer. They use barley, malts, oats, whatever they're using. It's that smell, and I like it. So that's kind of the odor it's putting off. And if I just walk by the barley bag, I can smell a little bit of that as it is dry. So now we did the seeds that we put on that tray yesterday for day. It's been 1 day. And I kept it covered. I woke up this morning and the cover was off, but it was raining all night and windy. So it happened at night, so there's no sunlight. I put a little milk jug on it now. So this is what it's looking like now, day 2. And remember, this is not completely submerged. This is still wet. And I don't know if you can see that. I can't even see because the light's jacking it up, but let me see if I can get it. That barley seed right there has some little tail to it, so it's looks like it's working. We're gonna leave it like that. It's still wet, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab this hose, just enough water that comes out, not enough to disturb the seed the way they lay. It's gonna just do enough to get water in there without making the seeds push all around. And that way it's still wet, but it's draining. And I get, I think it's important to rinse it. And what happens is you get a tray underneath this, and it waters that next one and the next one. So there it is, up to the top, done. A little extra water, I'll throw on the old avocado tree. That's a process, it's a long process to grow an avocado tree up from a seed. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if I should cover it another day or let the sun sit on that today. mean, they're not all germinated, don't look like, but it's got such a slow drain to it. I think I'm going to cover it. So what I used is just a seed tray, and I got a gallon jug of water that has some water left in it, distilled water or whatever. I don't know what we were using this for. And it's just enough weight to keep that down from blowing off if it gets windy again. So tomorrow will be day 3, and I'm hoping this will be a 7-day process. I'm hoping by day 7 that those are going to be, 3 to 4 inches blades for the wheat, the barley. And if so, we'll check out the root mat. We'll see how strong it is, and then we're gonna go feed the animals with it and watch them tear it up. And then hopefully, if it's a success, I'm definitely gonna put together some kind of system to grow 2 trays worth of fodder, and I want some pretty decent sized trays. And I'll just do the barley for fodder. Maybe I'll mix with a little bit of wheat with it and keep it going every day. Just making another tray, just adding to it. So it's just a cycle. I got double my vegetables today from the restaurant since I didn't get any yesterday. So the pigs are doing pretty good today with food. Well, that's about all I have today. Tomorrow we'll update it with another. We'll see what that, in 2 days, what that barley and wheat fermentation looks like. And then we'll check the tray another time. See if that's germinated more, maybe some blades coming off it. I know once it starts, it just takes off, so. We will see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe. We'll keep them coming.